This presentation. What I'm going to show you today is just a demonstration of how our new editor works. It has responsive options, so you have responsive email templates. It also has drag and drop features and some added benefits within the editor as well. So I'm just going to quickly start. So all we do is you'll see a new tab on the left called Create. All we do is click on that. That will then display the email template that we now have access to. So as I said, all of these email templates are responsive, so they'll look great regardless of what device you're using. You'll notice on the left we've got a filter option, so we can have a single column, one column page, left column, and obviously so on. We also got an option further down if you want to choose by category. So if you want to have a look at the different ones in there, such as technology, then you can use those options. If you would prefer to design your own, then there is an option further down where it will transfer you over to the coding guidelines that are required for this editor. Otherwise, if you just want to have a look at the templates that are available, simply what we can do is just scroll down on this page as shown here. So these are all the different templates that have been created by us, and they're all free to use within your Graphic Mail account. So I'm just going to scroll right down to the bottom so you can see all of the templates that you have available. Of course, like all of the other templates in the editors that we've had, you can easily edit the design, the images, text, logos. You can change the color scheme and obviously the font styling there as well. So all of that will be explained a little bit further into this demonstration. Okay, so those are the email templates that you can use. If I just scroll towards the top here, I'm going to choose one of the templates that I like the look of, and then we're going to go from there. So if I like the look of this template here, the Cycle Shop, I'm going to click on it so it expands in the middle screen, so then we can see a bigger preview of it. So looking at this one here, it's going to work for my design. I like the layout of it, so I'm going to choose this one and be taken into the editor. So I'm just going to close that a little bit down, and if we hover over the template, we're just going to click Select. So this is now going to take us into the editor where we can start making the relevant changes within the editor itself. So we can add our own images, text, we can change the font and the colors to match our company branding. Okay, so as you can see, we're now in the editor itself. So this is all new. It's going to be available to everybody very shortly. So looking at the left, we've got media, which is just one of the tabs. So we can insert an image, or we can add a video if you want to link to a video on YouTube or something similar. We've also got links. So if you want to put an anchor within the email template, such as at the top here, we've got the latest news. So we might want to anchor that to hyperlink further down in the email if it's long. You can also have hyperlinks, so just a standard hyperlink to a website, or a mail to link, so it goes to an email address. You'll also notice a little bit further on in this demonstration that we can insert other links, such as social ones. We can also include subscribe, forward to a friend links, and those kinds of links in there as well. So talking about social, we've got the social tab, which is on the left here, and if we can see, you've got Facebook, Twitter, Google+, LinkedIn, and some more in there. So if you want to have options where people can follow you on Facebook or Twitter, or simply share on Facebook and Twitter, then that's the way to insert those kind of links in there. And you've also got personalized. So here we can add personalization into the email. So it says Dear and then Jake, or Dear Tony, that kind of thing. You can also insert other personalization as well. So rather than it just saying Dear and then the first name, you might want to target the email a little bit better by inserting stuff like the last product bought, the location. Any information that you've got on your subscribers can be included into the personalization to try and make it more targeted, and hopefully that will help you with getting people to open the emails and click and so on. So at the very top we've got styles, so if I click on that you can see that it's got the body text, so we can change what kind of size the text is going to be, what font it's going to be. You've also got the colors there as well, and obviously the alignment. The next option is the image borders, so if you want to border around each of the images, or like this one here, we don't want any, then you just select 0 pixels there. And obviously if you do want to border, then you can change the color of it. We've also got links, so any hyperlinks that you've got, you may want to put your own color in there, or you can have it underlined or not underlined, so you just choose the different options here. Finally, we've got the background color of the newsletter, so we can just choose what background color we want on that option there. So if I click on styles again, we can move that block back and we can take a look at the text format, the content block, and also the image format for the different blocks that we've got. So I'm just going to quickly show you how some of it works. So on the left hand side at the top we've got drag to add a new content block. So how it works is you've got different content blocks and you can actually insert one by simply dragging and dropping. So if I drag that option down here, and we're just going to put an option in there, so we're going to add a block. And what I want to do is just add some information in there. So we've got the header image, and then we've got some text that says displays my name, some information about what the email is going to be, so people can get a good idea before they actually continue further down in the email. So in here we're just going to put dear, and I'm going to insert some personalization because I want it to come up with the subscriber's name. So if I click on personalization, which is on the left here, all we do is click on the first name, which is highlighted just there, and then just click insert. So as you'll see, it's yellow background just to say that it is personalization that you've added. And also if you just want to put a space, and then we can just put some sample text. So this is sample text just here. And of course you can continue to put that text in. If you're going to copy and paste some text, then you should use the options which is further down up at the top there underneath format. So you can paste from Word, as you can see, you can paste plain text, or you can copy and paste some stuff at the top there as well. So if I come off that, that's just an easy way to insert a content block and also add some text in there. So what I'm going to show you now is how to actually insert an image. So if I scroll down a little bit further, we can see that we've got this block here. So if I click in it, I can select the image, which at the top we've got image format, so we can see what kind of width and height that the image is set. We can also see the alignment at the top there, and also we've got the borders, and most importantly we've got the alt text, so that will display when the image doesn't. A lot of email clients will have images turned off by default, so it's always a good thing to do is just insert alt text to make sure that at least something does display when the email is received. So if I click back on the image and just click delete, we can then insert our own. So if I go to media and then just click on image, so in here we can insert an image that we've already got. So we can see that I've already inserted one before, but if you've got your own, then you can just go to upload images and then simply browse or drag and drop the files into that area there. Otherwise, if you've got an image from the web, so if it's already hosted on your own server, then you can just put the URL into there and insert it from that way. As mine's already been uploaded in the library, we're just going to go to Editor Images folder, going to click on it and simply insert it. Now the great thing about this editor is that it puts all of the images to 100%, so it makes it fill the gap. So it's not going to break your template where some of the editors do. It's going to make it out of place. What it does is, because it's 100%, it just makes it fit the cell that it's in. So if we insert it, we can see that it does actually fit the cell. It's perfect in the alignment that it's got, so we can easily just carry on editing the rest of our newsletter in here. So the next thing I'm going to show you is how to actually edit some of the text. So here we've got the text here, and if we go to text format at the very top, we can bold and underline some sections of it. We can put spaces in there. If you want to change the font of some of it, then you can just highlight and select the font that we want to use. And again, obviously we've got the font color. If you've got the hex code for your color, if it's specific to your branding, then you can put that in. Otherwise, if you've got the RGB color, then you can just put the colors into that section there, and just so you get the exact one that you want. So just moving on, if we insert a hyperlink, so we've got the read more option down here. So if I just highlight that option there and go to links, which is on the left hand side here, and we're just going to insert a hyperlink. So if I click on hyperlinks, we can see here that it's got the type of hyperlink at the top, so we can use a drop-down menu. So we can put a URL in, we can email, so we can have it so it goes to an email address, or as I said earlier, we've got the anchor, so if you want different sections within your newsletter to be hyperlinked, then you can use that. As ours is just a URL, I'm just going to put in just graphicmail.co.uk. Okay, and also you can name your link, so we can insert a previous name link, or if we just put click here, we've got that option there. The other option that you'll notice is that we can enable Google Analytics. So Google Analytics just allows you to track the click a little bit further, so when they're on the website you can see exactly what they're doing, and also you can see the amount of traffic that's coming from your newsletter onto your website there as well. So if we leave that ticked, all we have to do is just click on Insert. So here it's been inserted, so we've got the option down there. You'll also notice that if we go back to the styles, we've got the links. So if we change that color to something else, we can see that it's actually changed the color down there as well. Again, if we change it to red, we can see that it's went to red. So that just means that any hyperlinks that you've got will be added to that same color scheme. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to actually insert a video. So if we go to the second section here, click on this little image and we're going to just remove it. What I'm going to do is click on media, which is on the left hand side here, and then just click on video. So this will allow us to put a video to YouTube. So if I just quickly type in the URL that we need, so just putting this URL in here. Okay, so that's the one that we need. So if we click Setup, what that's going to do is it's going to check for the URLs so we can see the video itself. So here we've got the video, it's put a screenshot from it, and it's also put a play button on there, and also it's grabbed the title of the video as well. So if you want to change the size of the image, such as if you want it to be near enough 200 pixels wide, then we can set it on there. So if I just insert that there, we can see that it's been inserted there. It's already hyperlinked, it's got the play button there, so there's not really anything else you need to do. With videos in email clients, you can use HTML5, but unfortunately it's not accepted in all of the different email clients. So a lot of the time it won't work, and you can obviously put a fallback image, but it does take some time to do. So the easiest option that I would suggest is just to use the video option that we have in this editor, as it does all the hard work for you. So now the video is there, and also we've edited the text and images. What we're going to do is insert some links to social. So I'm just going to delete that read more, and we're going to insert a social link. So here we've got social, and if we just click on Facebook, okay, so we can see at the top here it says allow people to, and then we've got follow you on Facebook, or we can share the newsletter via Facebook. The same applies with the other links there as well. But if we just want to put it to follow us, so if we click the top one, and then if we just put you would put your business page down here, so just facebook.com/, if we just put Graphic Mail in there, And then if we just insert it, you can see that an insert follow Facebook button has been added in there. Again, if you wanted to put the social share button so people can share your newsletter online, then of course you can do that as well. So now I've showed you those things. The other thing that I'd like to show you and demonstrate is just how you can actually add different blocks in here. So we can copy the block, so if we just click copy, and again we can do it with that side as well. So if we copy it, you'll notice that it actually copies the different block, so we can add and we can also move it around. So if we want to move it elsewhere, if we want to put it inside different sections, then we can easily do that as well. If you just want to remove the block, then all you need to do is click on the X and remove it. So if you want to remove, yep, we want to remove that. And again, we just want to remove the one down at the bottom there as well. So we're back to the way it looked before. So this is very interactive. It's got different options where you can insert blocks, you can copy them, you can add images very easily, and also, most importantly, all of the templates that you're using are responsive. So again, if we go to the very top, we can have a look how they look when they are responsive. So if we click preview, we can take a look at the desktop version. So that's just on your computer when you're on your desktop. So that's how it looks. So we can see the different section. It looks exactly the way it does in the editor. If we change it and go to the tablet, we can see what it looks like on an iPad or something similar to that. So again, it looks very similar when you're on the iPad. If you want to scroll further down, you can see that section there. You can also move it to landscape, so if you want to see how it looks landscape rather than just portrait, then you can take a look as well. Again, it doesn't look much different. The main difference that we'll see is when we actually click to go to the mobile. So now we're on mobile, we can see that the hyperlinks have went underneath the logo. We can also see that some of the images have changed in size, and also that the content blocks are now one under the other. So if we scroll down on this, we can see just the titles, and then we can obviously see all of the different responsiveness. So the blocks are under each other rather than side by side. And this just means that your subscribers will be able to read your emails very easily when they're on the go. So regardless of where they are and where they're looking at the newsletter, what device they're using, they'll always see your newsletter very easily. Another cool feature that's been added is the option to send a test. So rather than exiting, coming out of the editor, we can now send a test within it. So all you need to do is put the email address there and also the subject line, and then just send a test. And then obviously once you receive that, you can continue working on your template there as well. The final thing I'm going to show you is how to just simply save the newsletter. All you need to do is click on the top section here, and if we just put newsletter template test, and if you come off that, you can see that it's going to rename it. So it's been renamed there. Also at the top we've got save. So if we're going to save it, we want to save it as a template so we can reuse it later on. Save it there and just click save, and then that's going to save the newsletter, and then obviously we're good to go from there. Okay, so that's now been saved. So if we just come out of that, it's been saved, so we're back in the editor, so we know that's working there. So that is basically an overview of how the new editor works. Again, you'll have it very shortly, and hopefully we hope that you obviously find it as useful as everybody else is at the moment, and look forward to your feedback.